Crash.
The Reach! I mean the Clamulons are attacking!
I got this, Captain.
She's dead, Torque. He's dead, Torque. He's dead, Torque. Wow, we're losing everyone. It's a good thing they were already dead. So, who's next? You or me?
Artemis is so gonna kill me for this.
Just tell them. Okay? Nah, I guess it's me.
Where's Wally?
Monkey! Oh, I gotta catch him.
Tired of this show already? Well, let's see what else is on.
Go! G-O-O-M-P-A-T-R-O-L, Doom Patrol, go!
You're not giving up, are you? I would not have picked you as my Beast Boy if I thought you were a quitter.
What you talking about, monkey? You didn't pick me. I got a Martian blood transfusion.
Martian blood? Okay, sure, that helped. But face it, kid, you were chosen by the magical, mystical monkey god, moi. Why do you think you can only change into animals? And do the words conservation of mass mean anything to you at all? Might even be my magic that intervened and messed up those goggles to keep you from being brainwashed for good.
Noted.
Face it, you're Beast Boy because I made you Beast Boy. I just needed a little help.
From McGann?
From you. I made you Beast Boy, but you made yourself a hero. So tell me, has that really changed?
Wait a minute. If you're the monkey god, why do you sound like Wally West?
Hey, don't blame me. Your mind chose this voice.
My mind? So are you real, or is this all in my head?
Don't know, kid. Why not ask her?
Mom? Nah, that's not my mom. That's my beautiful sister McGann. I'm ready to get back to reality now. Ready to get back to the life.
Are you alright? I was so worried.
I'm Crash. Feeling more Aster than I have for a while, actually.
Hey everybody, it's Charlie. This is going to be my video all about Wally West and why he is totally coming back on the TV show. They've been foreshadowing it all season. This is just like the biggest scene that they've had with him because it's literally him on screen via this hallucination that Beast Boy is having. So I'll explain what's going on with all this stuff too, but you probably detected all the Wally West Easter eggs that they've included this season. We're doing a new round of the DC Universe giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave your favorite Wally West moment on the video. So a couple of important things. The showrunner actually just tweeted something out a little while ago that kind of confirmed my theory that I'll talk about in a second, but basically just taking you through this hallucination. The reason why he's having this is because he puts those Granny Goodness VR goggles on and they start to mind control him so that he'll go to one of the metahuman depots and the light can induct him into Darkseid's army and he'll just become a pawn like you've seen all the other controlled metahumans that they've been trying to save this season. So a couple of his mental defense mechanisms kick in. His brain tries to save itself with a little help from the monkey god, which I'll explain in a second, but all manifesting through the guise of Wally West. Why are you speaking with Wally West's voice? Don't look at me, this is all you, kid. So what you're seeing is Beast Boy's backstory going all the way back to his origin. Like they use funny hallucinations in the Hello Megan TV show and his weird father from the Doom Patrol to explain what's been happening to him this whole time and his story from seasons 1 and 2. So it's sort of like this really trippy, elaborate acid trip recap, which is actually really cool. And I thought the Teen Titans Go, Doom Patrol Go was actually pretty funny too. That was all about explaining how he wound up on this weird Star Trek parody TV show, because they all keep speaking with that funny William Shatner voice. He's dead. Ooh, he's dead too. Ooh, I guess I'm next too. Young Justice is actually doing a version of the comic book Beast Boy origin story with a couple of changes, like Miss Martian gives him the blood transfusion, but then the monkey god gives him a little more context for why his powers work the way they do. Oh, I'm the real reason why this is happening. Why do you think you can only change into animals? In the original version of his origin story, what happened is that after his parents died, he was just given to a court-appointed guardian who started embezzling funds from his family's fortune, then eventually tried to kill him so that he could take all the money. The Doom Patrol saved him, and that's when Beast Boy became part of the Doom Patrol. Then he went on to become part of the Teen Titans. So in the Young Justice version of this, when his original parents died on the show, his guardian became Rita Farr of the Doom Patrol. They actually have the Doom Patrol live-action TV show that's happening right now, too. So this woman became his guardian because she was a former co-star with his real-life mom on the Hello Megan TV show when they were younger. So she had always been his godmother. She just took him in when they died. But she was also married to this douchebag here, and he claimed those weird parental rights and started to exploit him after the Doom Patrol died mysteriously on a mission. So that's why this Doom Patrol Teen Titans Go song just keeps saying, "Let's die, yay, let's die." Like, they just do a really funny job of explaining what happened to them and why he wound up in this situation.
We'll go off and die on a mission, 'cause that's just how we roll.
Not sure what else you could expect when there's doom right in our name.
So this all becomes a really big call to action for him. He rejects the life, comes back to consciousness, and now he's going to join the Young Justice team. So it's just Young Justice continuing to adapt his comic book story, except instead of joining the Teen Titans, he's joining the Young Justice team. But like right now, we have Cyborg on Young Justice, so they do kind of have an original Teen Titans team that's slowly forming within the Young Justice team. We even have Terra now because they're doing a story inspired by Teen Titans: The Judas Contract. So Young Justice is doing all these really big comic book stories, but most of you can probably spot some of those subtle changes that they have, which is where we get to the return of Wally West, now kind of confirmed by the showrunner. He didn't say that he's coming back. He just provided a critical detail for a very seminal comic book story from the Flash comics about how a speedster comes back seemingly from death. So this will all start to seem very familiar. Like, there's a reason why they've been including all these Wally West Easter eggs. They even show the scene where he died. There's a reason why they included that scene in particular. Not just to make you cry, like that was a reason too, but also so that you would pay attention to what happened to Wally when they eventually bring him back, so that it all makes sense. I think this moment is like the 7th or 8th time that they've either referenced him or shown images of him or actually had him in a scene. So since the season started, no one has mentioned anything about researching what happened to him. They all just assume that he's dead for all we know. But the Flash, Barry Allen, and even Bart Allen have not been featured that much in episodes so far. They haven't done a lot of speedster-heavy arcs. So my theory, partially confirmed because of the showrunner's tweet here, is that Wally West was turned into pure Speed Force energy in the accident that seemingly killed him during the season 2 finale. So the tweet is just like a random fan saying, yeah, the showrunner said that there is no Speed Force in the Young Justice TV show, and the showrunner is saying, no, that is not what I said. Effectively telling you that, yeah, there's probably Speed Force, we just haven't explained it yet. Like, we're waiting to do that in a story arc. So remember how I said the show is doing a version of Beast Boy's origin where he goes from the Doom Patrol to the Teen Titans. In the Young Justice version, he was cared for by the Doom Patrol. Now he's joining the Young Justice team. So just a couple small changes. They changed some of the characters that were involved in that story. Well, it seems like now what Young Justice is also doing is an origin story for the Speed Force itself. But how are they doing that? Look at the clues from seasons 1 and 2. So first, all the speedsters on the show during seasons 1 and 2 just zip around, blurring across frame really fast. There's no Speed Force lightning crackling all around them because none of them have discovered it yet. Even Barry Allen, who's been the Flash for a long time, is part of the Justice League. In the comics, the Speed Force was created as a concept for the first time in the 90s by someone called Mark Waid during the, wait for it, Wally West era of the comics, when he was the main version of the Flash. Bart Allen was also a big character during that run. So Barry Allen had seemingly, wait for it, this will seem very familiar, died during Crisis on Infinite Earths trying to destroy the Anti-Monitor's weapon, just like Wally West seemingly died trying to destroy the Light's weapon. You see this panel here from Crisis, he sort of vaporizes like he's turning into nothingness, like, oh my god, that's kind of what happened to Wally West on the TV show. So eventually, it sounds like what they're doing is Young Justice's version of the Flash Rebirth comic book story, and this time it's going to be Wally West who seemingly comes back from the Speed Force. but they might be saving that for the end of the second half of the season or even season 4. It feels like a really big moment for them to go out on, like this big crisis, something goes really crazy, and all of a sudden, boom, Wally West just appears out of the Speed Force, seemingly without explanation. Like, how did he come back? What's going on? And why is he super powerful now? Because for the longest time, Wally West, the ginger Wally West, was the fastest version of the Flash because he had the most direct connection to the Speed Force. And they sort of introduced all these really crazy concepts about how the Speed Force works, and when speedsters die, their bodies turn back into pure Speed Force energy. So them bringing Wally West back in a story arc would be the combination of a couple different stories, but mainly the Flash Rebirth and the Mark Waid era when Wally West learned what the Speed Force was. So here's my big question for you guys. Let me know in the comments, when do you think that they're going to bring Wally West back? At the end of the second half of the season, or do you think that they're going to wait to season 4? They haven't said anything about being renewed for season 4 yet, but I think what they're going to do is they'll say something about that during the second block of episodes this summer. They'll probably start talking about that more, especially going into Comic-Con. But what'll happen is it's Super Bowl weekend. There'll be a bunch of Super Bowl trailers. There's supposed to be an Avengers Endgame trailer. There's already been a couple so far. So click here to watch that new Captain Marvel Super Bowl trailer. And click here for all my Young Justice Season 3 videos. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.